Another, I guess, story that Adam told us about understanding, and it was explained to us because as a young singer, we were talking about the drum and stuff like that, and we are struggling with certain things, and mainly the drum and how things were going around that drum and the way things get handled and whatnot. And he said that where he was from, there young men were sitting at the drum and they were singing, and then the local priest came out and told them that they couldn't be doing that it was against the law, and that they weren't allowed to sing at that drum, and told them to stop, but they wouldn't stop. They kept singing, and which made the priest mad, and he went and got some soldiers, and the soldiers came and told him that if they didn't stop, they'd be thrown in prison. And they kept singing, and then one of those soldiers took their bayonet and put the dagger part of the bayonet through the drum. And as a young singer, I was like, this made me really angry. I was like, well, what did those singers do? Did they get up and then they fight those soldiers? Or they said, nope, they just sat there. And I was like, they let that happen? How could they let that happen? How could they just sit there? And I was thinking in my head, what cowards. Why wouldn't you fight for that? You know. And Adam started smiling at me, and he asked me a question. He said, can you kill a spirit? Well, at that point I felt kind of dumb. Like, I don't know. Well, can you? How are you going to kill that spirit? Is that what you're protecting, that spirit of the drum? I said, yeah, I would protect that spirit with my life. And he said, that's those old ones, he said, had an understanding of what that spirit and those items and the drums were all about. And when he said, can you kill a spirit? I said, how are you going to do that? So you're going to stab it, shoot it, cut its feet off? How are you going to kill that spirit? And I was like, I guess you can't. And he said, that spirit can take care of itself. He said, we can do our best to take care of that drum and, the respect it and all of these things. He goes, but you can't kill that spirit. That spirit will decide if it wants to stay or leave. And it was around the time that, people were asking me to go talk to young singers at the drum, and, I guess the spiritual policing or whatever, and tell those guys what they're doing is wrong. And it's like, okay, you're telling me to tell them to tell what they're doing is wrong. I started thinking about it, and I was like, I remember what Adam said about that spirit and that drum. He goes, are you disrespecting that drum when you sit at that drum? He said, well, don't worry about that next guy, because the one thing that we end up doing as human beings is digging into somebody and finding fault. If you dig hard enough, you will always find something wrong with somebody. Everyone. You can look hard and there it is. I knew it. I knew you couldn't be trusted, and I knew there was something wrong with you. Every single one of us isn't perfect. There's something, but if you look hard enough, you'll find something wrong with everyone. And he was basically saying that about, the being around the drum. He goes, are you doing that, what they're doing? No? Then don't worry about it. Just worry about yourself. You're not disrespecting that drum, or you're not doing this, you're not doing that. He goes, what's going to end up happening is you're going to sit and have nobody to sing with, because you'll find something wrong with everybody. I was like, oh, okay. Well, still didn't suit what I wanted in my life at that time. But it just so happened we were able to find people to sit with that we're okay with. Anyway, the understanding of the spirit, it just like anything in life, it takes us a while to figure those things out. It was explained to me when I was very young, trying to figure things out. That we all learn at a different pace, and that your understanding might be different than mine. You could be younger than me and have more of an understanding of life than I do. It's just I haven't gone through the things that you learned at your pace. Some people are quicker. Some people, it's just there. The answers are given to them, and it can be easier for them to understand. And it's our level of understanding and how we figure these things out. I don't want to get into to some of the things that Adam had told us, because that was his dreams, and I share it with people on a personal level, but not on a channel like this. But when the spirits give you things that you can't figure out, just like when you have a dream that you can't figure out, it's like a book that's given to an infant. This book is filled with a lot of words that make sentences that tell you what needs to be done. But you need to learn how to put those letters together in order to form a word. You got to be able to figure out what that word is to put it into a sentence. Before that, you can understand what it is that's being said. And that's basically like a lot of our teachings. We have to go through certain steps in order to get that understanding in life. We have to do the baby steps, crawl before we walk before we run, and then we can carry that, and that message becomes part of who we are. And once we realize that we understand these things, then it's our responsibility to pass those on to everybody else. We don't keep that information of understanding. Just like right now, I could be sharing all of these things, and doesn't make much sense to you right now, but I'm still sharing it because I don't know who needs to hear it. And then you take that information and you might store it away, and then one day when you have that understanding, that goes off like a light bulb, and you figure it out, and then it becomes part of you, and then you pass that on, and so on and so on. And that's how those oral teachings are done, and it's through that connection and understanding. Aho.